Hi everybody, welcome back to the Sew Making Get Up channel. I'm Jane and today I am back with a couple of makes and a big fabric haul. So we'll do the makes first. I have made one thing that has been on the dining room table, all cut out, waiting to be made up for a long time now. It's not this, so I'll show you that in a minute. So first things first, this is, in my last video I said I'd got some quite thin cotton jersey from, do you know what, I can't remember the name of the shop, I'll stick it below there. And this was the place where you had to buy a minimum of 2 meters, and I think this ended up costing about £12 a metre plus £5 post and packaging as well. So I've made it up and I've made it into the It's to Stitch top. Which one is this? The Uvita top. Now I had made one of these before in mint and black striped fabric, so if I just stand up so you can see this, put it down a bit. I've made this one a bit shorter. In hindsight, not sure if that's a good idea or not, because it kind of stops at my widest part, but there you go. I've got a Cartagena cami on underneath it, so it might look a bit weird. So yeah, as I say, I've played with this. I've got this on with the Sew Over It Mia jeans, Mia cords that I've made. And yeah, it's sewn up quite nicely. It's comfortable to wear. It's been washed and it's fine. And you know, it's just a stripy, easy top. So you know, I'm going to say that one's a thumbs up from me. I think for the so I've still got probably over 1.5 meters of this fabric left, and I might do kind of a summer dress, a long kind of t-shirty dress with that, I think, because like I say, it's quite thin and floaty. So we'll see how that goes. That is that one. Now the next thing I have made, and kind of linked to the huge amount of fabrics I've got here that you can't see at the moment, the next thing I have made is for my son. Because he's just kind of growing, like every time he gets up he seems to have grown. I've been making a load of these pyjama bottoms, and I've just made one of the tops as well, although he's now told me he prefers a round neck top, but hey, that's fine. So my friend sent me some fabric. Now it's not something I would have bought myself, and when I first looked at it I was a bit like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but then I thought pyjamas, and I showed it to my son and he absolutely loves the fabric. So I've made those pyjamas up. Now that does say it's a 2-hour, and I would go along with that. So I've made a short sleeve top and some shorts, cutting it out and everything, a couple of hours. Really simple patterns. The shorts and the pyjama bottoms here, they're actually, it's just one piece, there's no side seam, so super easy to sew up. And if you're looking for a really quick and easy child or adult pyjama pattern, I would actually recommend that one. So it is nice and bright. So here you go, look, this is the top. I'm not sure how that is coming up on screen because it's quite a busy pattern. There is on here, it's got a facing, so on the pattern, I don't know if I'm sending you mad doing this, sorry, but on the pattern you can kind of see it's got the edging around the v-neck, and that's not a collar band, so it's easy. It's a facing all the way around here, and then you just top stitch it. So that is the top. And then shorts, quick and easy shorts. Brilliant for the spring or the summer. Now, getting back to the most exciting make. So I did say ages ago that I would be making this. And it is that one. Now, I did do in one of my last videos from Itch to Stitch, again, a vest coat review, and I'll either put it down here or in the description below, so you can go back and have a look at that. And with that one, it was unlined. This is unlined as well. I decided to line that one with some pre-quilted padded fabric, which made it a bit more snug to wear. I'd also decided at that point to do it with this pattern, and I'd cut out all the quilting lining fabric as well. And then when I went back to it and looked at it, I thought there's no way a pattern like that is going to have a sort of a padded quilted lining, because it's just it's going to stick out like that. It's not going to hang properly. So I didn't do that in the end. It's a bit annoying that I'd actually already cut it out, but there you go. Right, let me put this coat on for you, and I will also hopefully be showing a picture of it at the same time here while I'm talking about it. As if by magic, I have it on. Okay, so you can see straight away, well, maybe you can't see straight away, this does come up. I did this in a small, and it's a unisex pattern. So I did this in a small according to my sizing, but it's very roomy. So I'll stand up for you. And again, apologies, it's in a quite sort of dark blue fabric, so may not be that easy to see everything on screen. It's got two top patch sew-on pockets with buttons and buttonholes. At the bottom, larger versions of that. That's one. It's not done up because it's got my dog treats in it. There you go. Okay, the casing, the drawstring here. Hopefully you can see that. There you go. It's actually on the inside, and I do need to finish that cord off. So it's here, and then it's got two zip plackets, which you finish off with binding tape. And I've got a big old chunky zip on this one. Very difficult to find really long open-ended zips. So this one is quite chunky, but actually it's fine when you're wearing it. It's not too bad. Then on the sleeves you have the little cuff detail there, which if I undo it, seamless, isn't it? There we go. You can see you actually put on two buttons, and you can decide how big you want these. Now I have got, as I may have mentioned before in my videos, quite long arms. You can see on here, quite long sleeves. So it's fine if I have it on the sort of the tightest setting, and I could make this even more fitted if I wanted to. The other thing it has got is the stand-up collar, and then round here it has got a detachable hood, which is the first time I've done that with a zip, but it won't be the last time because I really like that idea. And then it's got some little sort of vents at the back. So if I just move back a bit, you'll be able to see a lot more of it. So really, really nice coat. Actually, not that difficult to sew. You can kind of see there. Not that difficult to stitch up. The only thing I would say, and you can see it more when I do it up, but I'm not going to do that at the moment, for me, it's quite bulky here. Now I've tried to, when I've done the cord, cinch it in a bit so it gives it more shape when it's done up, but because these are flat pieces of fabric, there's no shaping in here at all. It is quite bulky, and there, look, if you see that, it's a little bit too bulky for me. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen with that. I think it's fine if it's kind of undone and going back like that, but yeah, just a little bit too big. Okay, I'm back. So let me just show you, there you go, the back detail on that as well. If I move my face out of the way, it will actually focus. Okay. So this is a Mimi G style simplicity pattern. It's a nice coat. The instructions are really clear, and it's not that difficult. I mean, there's a lot of really nice features on it, and it's not that difficult to make. So if you're looking for sort of a autumn spring coat, I would actually recommend this one. One thing I would say is kind of check the sizing on it first though. So that is that. And then peeking behind me, what you can see here, I haven't made this t-shirt. This is a Cricut blank. So they're now doing lots of blanks which are 100% polyester for the infusible ink. So they do tote bags, cushion covers, and a variety of t-shirts, and they do sort of coaster blanks as well that you can print on. So if you've got a Cricut this is just basically me playing with the infusible ink, because I've used a lot of vinyl, but I've not used the infusible ink before. And the difference between the two is the vinyl will sort of sit on top. You can get glitter, matte, glossy vinyl, and you know, it's great. You can get the glow in the dark, and I've made quite a few things, and I've shown that on this channel before as well, especially on, you know, my kids' pajamas and things, where you can put anything using the vinyl, and you can layer the vinyl as well. With the infusible ink, it actually absorbs into the fibre of the fabric. To use it, Cricut say that you have to have 100% polyester for it not to kind of wash out or fade. I am going to try this out. I've obviously done it on there, which is something I've literally just written and pulled together. I'm going to try making something up in like 100% cotton and just doing a trial and washing it and compare the two, because I think this was $9.99. Actually, it was a lot more than that. If you buy them in the UK, it's $9.99. I couldn't get one in the UK. They'd all sold out. So I ended up getting this from my favourite online store. It had to come from the States. It took about 3 weeks, and in the end I think it cost me nearly £18. Now, I'm not really going to be paying £18 for a plain white t-shirt when I could knot one together in kind of half an hour. So I do need to compare the two, and then once I've done that, if you're into a Cricut and you've not used the infusible ink yet, I will get back to you and show the compare. Okay, the big fabric haul. Right, so I have mentioned that my son is growing. He's grown out of all his pajamas. I've been buying lots of striped jersey. I've still got some more striped jersey to show you. I promise this will be the last lot. So what I did is I was trying to get, because my Sojo has just completely gone, I was trying to get some inspiration by buying more fabric. I mean, why would you not? So I've got a variety here. I have got some striped jerseys, which we'll go through first. Now, because I wanted some inspiration, ages ago, I made my son a couple of pairs of summer shorts, and I used spoonflower fabric. If you've not heard of spoonflower before, Google it, go on, have a look at their site. You'll be there for hours. They've got amazing designs. They're all independent designers, can put literally anything on there. And then they have a choice of which fabric you can get that design printed out on. I love spoonflower. As I say, I made something for my son a couple of years ago, and it was, you know, towards the more expensive side. When I checked recently, especially if I wanted sort of a cotton jersey for pajamas, it was ending up £30 a metre, and I really can't justify £60 for a couple of pajama tops for a child that will have grown out of them in what seems like a matter of minutes. So as much as I love spoonflower, I didn't get anything from there, and I looked at more reasonable alternatives, I suppose. One of them was on eBay. Now I can't remember where I got this one from, but I will. I'm just looking for receipts and things. No, I will put in the description below which buyer I bought this from. So on eBay, this was very reasonably priced at £5.95. I went from literally one extreme to the other. Let me put that up there. And what I was doing on eBay was just basically Googling, searching for viscose jersey, because it's nice and soft and perfect for pajamas. I wouldn't say that this is a viscose jersey. It's more of a cotton jersey. There's a bit of stretch in there. For £5.95 a metre, I wasn't expecting anything amazing, and it really didn't matter because it's my son's pajamas. I have to say, this came in a couple of days. It was free P&P, and actually this is a lovely weight of fabric. I've washed it, it's washed really well, it hangs really well. So it just goes to show you, doesn't it, that, you know, not always the most expensive fabric is necessarily going to be the most amazing. I think that this is an absolute bargain. So that is that one. Not very exciting as part of a fabric haul, but I thought I'd show you anyway. So that is going to be pajamas. Well, let's do the striped ones, get it out of the way all in one go, shall we? So I also bought a couple of fabrics from Lamazi. Now these were both I think, remnants again. Now, this one I bought, and it's a cotton jersey. Let me hold it up while I'm just talking to you about it. If I go here, right up, you might be able to see the weave of it there. So it's a heavier weight cotton jersey. Feels really nice. It has washed really well. It was a remnant. Uselessly, I can't really remember how much this was, and I think I got, I think it's about, I don't know, just under a metre. So I bought this because jerseys are always quite wide. I bought this with a view of making another one of these because, you know, I've got 2 stripe versions, why not have 3? I don't know whether I will or not because you don't really need that many, do you? But that was originally why I bought it. It's lovely. If you've not looked at Lamazi fabrics before, give them a go. They do have beautiful fabrics. They're sort of mid-range price-wise, I would have said. I think this cost me, because it was a remnant, maybe £10, something like that. So that's that one. And actually I'm going to change my mind and do it by supplier. And then I bought this, again, it was a remnant. I think this was about £7. This was down as I think it was down as like a cotton chalet or something like that. And I did think quite a lot before I bought this. Still bought it anyway. There. That's that showing. Okay. Now, again, I've washed this. It feels nice and soft. Almost, it feels like a viscose, actually. I'm not sure of the colour. Now, if I put it by me, you can see I have got quite a yellow skin tone. Whenever I go and get into to a makeup counter or anything like that, and I don't want foundation, they're like, oh yes, peach. I'm like, no, don't put pinks or peaches near me because my skin is quite yellowish, and you can really see when I put that there. I don't know how much it's kind of showing up on camera, but having that next to my skin is not going to do my complexion any favours. So I need to think of a pattern that I can have, but I think I'm going to have to sort of put a black border or something around the top to break it up. Also, I kept looking at this fabric thinking, it reminds me of something, it reminds me of something, it reminds me of the Flintstones. And I thought of Wilma from the Flintstones. I think it's Wilma. And it wasn't. And I searched it because I thought there's definitely something that is reminding me about the Flintstones on this, and I'll show you what it is. I'll put a picture of it right there. Now I've got that in my head. I don't know if I'm going to end up wearing this or not, because I'm going to keep thinking of a dinosaur. Oh, why do I do this? But do you know what? I thought I'd give it a go. I'd go for something different, see if I could. I just wanted to get some inspiration. Lovely fabric, feels fantastic. Not sure if I'm going to make anything from it. That's that one. Then I got something from Emma J. Shipley. Now, Emma J. Shipley, again, search it up. They sell lots of things. They sell mainly home furnishings, and they've got some really unusual fabric. I think it's about £28 a metre to buy. Hence why I only have a metre. I think it's quite wide. So if I show you this, I haven't quite decided what I'm making with this, but I just fell in love with it. There we go, look at that. So unusual, there's a lot going on there, but the prints and the designs are just fantastic. You literally could spend quite a lot of time looking at the detail of this fabric, because there's the actual design, there's lots of intricate details on here, and the design ideas are just fantastic. They do lots of different styles of fabric in lots of different colourways. I think they do bed linen as well. I know that they do cushions. I'm trying to think if they do, I know they do sort of makeup bags and things like that. I don't know if they do cups and things. I might be making that up, but it's worth having a look on there, just if you fancy something completely different. So my plan is, I think, to make cushions for this. I don't know where I'm going to put them, but I do love that fabric, so that is that one. Okay, we are on to the last load. These are all from Sherwoods Fabrics, and I have got the invoice here, but it is really confusing to see what goes with what. I think this one is 2 meters. This is lilac. I don't know how true that is coming up on the camera. That, I think that's better colour. So for me it's kind of more of a lavender. Linen, cotton linen, I think it's chambray, not linen. So my plan for this is to make a shirt dress for the summer. Something that's not a jersey top. That, I think 2 meters of that, it is telling me, was £17.98. Now this feels really lovely. There you go, there's a lot of this. I'm trying to think what this is. There you go. How much it is. There's a lot here. I think there's 2 meters here. It feels beautiful. It's really lightweight though. It is quite transparent. This I bought again specifically to make my son a pyjama top and bottoms from there, and it will be really lovely for that because it's just feels absolutely gorgeous. Lots of drape, really soft, so he will love that. Can I find the price for that? No. I think that was also £17.98 because it says it's 2 meters there. I don't know, but so Sherwood's fabric, or if you've not used them before, they always have sale codes on. Always, when you buy fabric from them, they'll also send you a voucher if you spend over £60 to get £10 off. But sort of for Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, probably Easter weekend, which is coming up, they will always have a discount voucher. So I always kind of tend to shop on there when there's that kind of event. The one thing I would say about Sherwood's fabrics is it does take a long time to come. Easily 2 weeks. Now they do have that sort of disclaimer when you do it on the website, but if you're looking to order something and kind of make something up in the next week, it's going to be easily 2 weeks before it arrives, so just bear that in mind. Okay, so the next thing is, I don't know if this is going to work out or not. This was to make my son some pyjama bottoms. That's a bit boring, isn't it? But there you go. There you go. Now, you can't, I don't know if the sound will pick it up or not. It feels a bit, it's not soft. I've washed it. It feels a bit plasticky. There's a crinkle on there. It's part of the design, and I'm trying to figure out. This is not a viscose, and it's just got a code on here. It hasn't got a description, which really isn't very helpful at all, is it? I remember looking at this thinking, well, I'll give it a go because it's just going to be pyjama bottoms. How bad can it be? But yeah, really plasticky. So I'll make up the pyjama trousers and just see how we go. But yeah, I'm not sure about that one actually. I think there's 1.5 meters there. Got a massive pile of fabric now over there. I'm just dumping it. And then the last one is a Lady McElroy remnant. This is, I think it's 2.3 meters, and it was £23.98. All of those prices are before the discount. Now, this is faulty. I'll just show you that. Oh, I think I'm showing it you. Yeah, I'm showing you the bit with the faulting. Look, there you go, that's handy. So it's got a white line down part of it, which you can cut round. I don't think it goes all the way, no, it doesn't go all the way down. This is not very wide though. So, I don't know. Well, I think it's because I'm used to working in jerseys, which are really wide. I think this is kind of standard width, if I'm honest, about 140 maybe. It does fit, it feels beautiful. It is, I think this is a viscose, but it doesn't feel like a normal viscose. It's got a really nice, soft, not as matte finish on it. It's almost like it's very slightly shiny. So I bought this specifically with the view of making some sort of top. I don't know what, but I think it's going to look really nice in a top. But obviously I'll have to cut around that sort of white line. So that is that. This one just feels beautiful. Just play with it and feel it. It's lovely. Okay, so I think, oh no, I've got one more thing, which is kind of connected to sewing. So for Mother's Day, okay, take me out of the picture so it focuses. For Mother's Day, I bought a Delphine Brooks felting kit. Now, these are, it's in the frame, but these are kind of all 3D here, and this is a mixture of flat wool felting, and then you can see if I hold it up here, trying to get it in without getting me in. There we go. You can see at the bottom and towards the back you have some hand sewing going on, which is done with embroidery thread, and she does a whole range of these. They sell out really quickly. The only place I've been able to find them is on Sewing Street. I think it's about £26, and you need to have your own fabric that you're going to felt onto. So I just used a square of felt, but you can use any sort of fabric scrap, and it doesn't come with the frame. It comes with, I would say, enough wool, felting and embroidery threads to probably make 3 of these. Instruction booklet, instructions are really clear. I have to say I really enjoyed making this. It didn't take that long, but it was just so relaxing, and just, you know, takes you away from everything. So I would recommend. As I say, the only problem is she tends to bring out new designs and then the kits just go completely. So you can also follow her. I think she does a lot of her updates on Facebook rather than Instagram or YouTube. And she's called Delphine Brooks, Mixed Media Artist. I will put the description in the video description below. And I think that's it. I think that is everything that I've got to show you. I hope you're all having a lovely weekend. I hope you're all staying safe. I probably now need to get on and do the housework. There you go. And it's been lovely to see you all. Thanks everybody for dropping by, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
You dreamed it.